Happening today, the governor announcing plans to help keep food on the table for many Connecticut families.
Yeah, thousands of people in our state just lost their food assistance within the last few months. Your reporter Taylor Knight is live in Hartford explaining the new SNAP rules and how they're impacting people here in Connecticut.
Governor Lamont is announcing how the state plans to react to a drop in federal food assistance. According to the state comptroller, nearly 40,000 people here in Connecticut have lost their SNAP benefits since last fall. Thousands of Connecticut residents have lost SNAP benefits since President Trump's One Big Beautiful bill was signed into law last July. According to the USDA, the law expanded SNAP work requirements, now applying to adults up to age 64. Previously, the cutoff was 54. It also stripped exemptions from veterans, homeless individuals, and young adults aging out of foster care. Parents of teenagers lost protections too. The dependent child exemption now only covers kids under 14, not 18. The state comptroller says 40,000 people lost benefits, and the average monthly benefit has dropped from $332 to $314 per household. And we expect to learn more about the state's plans later this morning. We will bring you updates as soon as we get them, both on air and online. Your reporter in Hartford, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.